friends, it's me, Susie, from Gifts from the Heart of Elk Grove, and I have another can-do craft project for you today. And since it's the holidays, it's one that you can do to help make your house look festive for the holidays by using things you already have around the house. Something that I seem to have a lot more of around my house than ever before is this stuff. It's been coming in the packages that all of my family members have been ordering online. Well, I'm really excited that those companies that are sending these things are packing them using something that's recyclable and not going to hurt the environment. But I figured, why not turn this into something else before it gets recycled? So we'll get double the use. First as cushioning the packages, then decorating the house, and then it can get recycled and made into something new yet again. So today, I thought it would be really fun to use this paper to make a whole garland of gingerbread people because it's kind of the same color as gingerbread cookies, right? I love gingerbread cookies. I don't know about you. To do this project, what you're going to do is you're going to take a long strip of paper like this, and you're going to flatten it out as much as you can, and then you're going to find a cookie cutter that looks like a gingerbread man. I happen to have a number of these around my house, but if you don't, you could also just print out a picture of a gingerbread man from the computer or freehand one. They're pretty simple. You got your head, you got your arms, you got two legs. Yeah, I think you can do it. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to trim down this piece of paper because it's pretty nasty. We want to keep the length, but we don't want to have all the width. So you're going to put your pattern of your gingerbread person, either your cutter or the one that you print out or draw yourself, and see about what size it is. Then you're going to look at your paper and see how much of this bottom section here you can trim off so that it just meets the size of your gingerbread man. This is a piece that I've already cut earlier, and you'll see it's much more the size of my cookie cutter. And you'll also notice that I've started folding it. So after I cut it off, so it was the right size to fit my gingerbread man, I also noticed what size my gingerbread man was from arm to arm. And I put him on the first piece of paper when I had it all spread out like this. And I said, how wide is he from one side to the other? And then I measured him. And then I said, okay, that's where I'm going to create my first fold. And I folded my paper like this and put him on there, made sure that he could reach from arm to arm. I actually want his arm to overlap just a little bit on either side so that it goes right to the very edge, touching the edge. It's okay on your very first edge if it doesn't, but all the way on this other side, we want it to touch because this is what's going to allow our gingerbread to be holding hands. It's kind of like making paper dolls, if you've ever done that before, or a paper chain. The important thing is that you always have your folds right here at the hand part of the gingerbread person. So, as you can see, I took my big long strip that I had before and I folded it up so it was just the right size for my gingerbread man or person to be right here. And of course, you could do this with other shapes too. You could use stars or hearts or anything you want, but I just thought this brown paper made me think of gingerbread. Although I think of gingerbread a lot at the holiday season. Okay, you can see I'm struggling here to get it to show on the camera and to go the right direction. Once you have your paper all folded, and when you fold it, you want to go back and forth, back and forth. You don't want it, it's kind of like what you call a fan fold. You don't want to have it wound up in a circle. You want to go, so you have a valley and a peak, a valley and a peak, a valley and a peak, the whole way through your long piece of paper. Then you're going to put your gingerbread cookie cutter or your pattern right on the center. I'm going to go like that so I can get it right in the center. Make sure that those hands are touching right on the edges like this, right in the center there. Then I'm going to take a pencil, any pencil will do, and I'm going to trace right around the edge of my cookie cutter. When I get to the hands, I'm not actually going to go around the bottom of the hands. I'm just going to go off the edge. You can kind of round it a little bit if you want. And then again, I'm not going to trace this end part here, but I am going to go around the bottom of the arm, down the armpit, down the leg, all the way around till I get over here to the other arm. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other arm. I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to draw right to the edge and then go off the edge. And then I'm going to, again, start not tracing the very tip of the hand, but starting at the edge and coming around like this and going all the way back up to the top until I have my whole gingerbread person traced onto my paper. Then, once I've done that, I'm going to use my scissors to cut right along the line that I made, tracing around my design. And remember, you're not going to cut the little connecting part right on the ends of the hands. Everything else you're going to cut out. And when you finish cutting out, it's going to look something like this. Pretty cute, huh? But the neat thing is, because you didn't cut the hands, you can see mine are a little bit flat right there on the ends because I made it go right to the edge. But now when I open up my gingerbread people, you'll see I have a whole line of them all connected together. And you could make these and hang them up. You could put words on them, letters on them. You can decorate them like real cookies. In fact, I wanted to show you a few of my favorite tools for decorating these. This little person here I decorated using the Chocorama chalks, which are kind of a different kind of chalk. They're very soft and creamy, and they're from Uli, and they work great on this paper. You can see how well they show up. Another way that you could decorate these would be using some oil pastels. You can see this guy, the toes are kind of close together because they're together. It's not put together with my first one. You could always clip that apart if you wanted to. This gingerbread person here, I used some twist up oil pastels, also from Uli. You get great color. They stand out great on this craft paper. One of my very favorite kinds of pins to use on all kinds of surfaces are the Oodles of Doodles, also from Uli. This is an example of using the white one. I think it almost looks like frosting on there. And then on, oh, I lost my other idea, it fell off. I thought it would also be fun to use some stickers. So you can just take some stickers you might have laying around. And like I have these little ones that are supposed to be little snowflakes, but I thought, wow, it would be kind of fun to stick those on and use them for eyeballs, maybe put on a few to be some buttons down the front of my little gingerbread person. You can get very creative decorating these any way you like. You can make them all the same. You can give them each a little personality. You can make them look like the people in your family, and then hang them up for the holidays. And say you want to make some more ornaments for your tree to match this garland. Well, the holidays are the perfect time. You might have found some of these rolled up craft paper tubes inside wrapping paper. They used to always put rolls, cardboard tubes like toilet paper rolls inside, but now I've been finding a lot of these. Well, this paper is really nice and heavy duty. And if you want, you can just take off a piece of it that is about the size of your cookie cutter or your pattern that you're using, just like I used before. And you can trace it right on there using your pencil and cut it out using your scissors. When it's done, it looks something like this. And you may want to put it inside a dictionary or under a stack of heavy books because it may have a little bit of a curvature to it from being all rolled up, but actually I think it makes it look kind of cute. Then what I would do, of course you can do this any way you want because it's your project. I would take a hole punch and punch a little hole somewhere in the head. You could always do it at the hand or somewhere else too. And now this can be an ornament by just taking a piece of ribbon. I've got a little piece of leftover curling ribbon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the two tail ends together here. And now I've got a loop. I'm going to feed the two tail ends right through the hole that I've punched with my hole punch. And now I've got that loop in the back here that I made before. I'm going to pull my tails right up through. I'm actually going to lift my loop, put it over the tails, pull it up like this, ta-da, like that. And then now it's ready to hang, except for these tails are apart. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these tails around my finger like this. And now that creates a little loop there. And now I'm holding the tails up here. I'm going to put the tails through the loop like this and grab onto them on the other side and pull up like that. And now this is all ready to hang. Well, maybe almost ready to hang. I mean, it looks pretty cute just like this, but you know me, I can't stop with playing. I have to decorate and make it look fancy. I'm kind of like Fancy Nancy that way. So I think I'll go ahead and grab my chalk here, my Chocorama chalk, and just get started. You can put on a face, but you don't have to. Again, you could make this any way you want. Maybe I want to make him wearing a ugly Christmas sweater. All I have to do is draw a sleeve here and maybe an arm neck hole right there, another sleeve over here, and draw a line across the bottom there. Okay, well, there's a plain sweater. It's not ugly yet, but if I do a crazy design on here, lots of colors, maybe it'll start getting a little bit crazy. I don't know. I could even, put some stickers on there along with it. And it makes a very simple, easy activity for kids to do that they can be a part of and then help decorate around the house. You could even use these as place cards at your dinner table. I bet you can think of some other great ideas too. I would love to see what ideas this video inspires you to do. And if you'd like, you're welcome to take a picture of what you create inspired by this video and send it to Gifts from the Heart of Elk Grove at gmail.com, and we can put your picture up in our crafting corner where we're featuring pictures of things made by people just like you that are being inspired by these videos. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to look around your house and get creative using the things that you already have at home to help brighten up these holidays that might be a little different than usual, but it gives us an opportunity to try something new. So try something new. Make some paper gingerbread, people. No calories either. See you later. Bye.